Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and this video will be an eye-opener. But let's start with Dark Defender, who says, remember the history. If it repeats, $18 will be a good start. Then I wanted to show you this. This is CNBC with a reality check. Watch this.
You give me a reality check on this. Are we all just living in our own little bubble here, or is it growing that much as a topic of interest for the election?
Yeah, I think when you look at how important it's becoming in foreign countries, that helps kind of point towards what should happen here and what I think is trailing. So when you see El Salvador's president purchasing Bitcoin and talking about what they're going to change at a country level, and then A16Z opening offices in London, and Chris Dixon posting pictures with the prime minister over there and saying, look, if London is going to be open to us, we'll come work over there. Like, we'll open an office. So I think in the US, when you've got 60 to 80 million people, depending on which data you're looking at, that have crypto in a wallet, and that, through the ETF inflows, I've seen, anywhere between 70 and 80% of those purchases are self-directed retail as well. Like, people want to have crypto themselves and they want access to it. And I don't know if we've ever had a topic where 60 to 80 million people cared about it and the incumbent president didn't care about it, right? If it was manufacturing, if it was labor, if it was schools, if it was hospitals, 60 to 80 million people is a large enough chunk of the country that it should be a major campaign topic.
Okay, and then I had just a basic question for Becky Quick and Andrew Ross Sorkin from Squawk Box on CNBC. Jay Clayton is there. Instead of ever asking him any real questions about ETHgate, they decided it would be better to hire Jay Clayton as a contributor, and they've never asked him anything significant. So I said, hey, Becky, Andrew, has it occurred to you, quote, journalists, to ask Jay Clayton what he thinks about his right-hand man while at the SEC, Bill Hinman, having complaints submitted by CPAC of unethical professional behavior to the New York and California Bar Associations for actions taken with Jay Clayton's knowledge while at the SEC? Maybe, for a journalist, that would be a great question to ask. You might actually get some views. Speaking of getting some views, Ryan Selkis is on the freaking warpath. Look at this. How much you want to bet that Gary Gensler ordered a political hit on me and Masari, and his enforcement chief resigned in protest after refusing to comply? Walls are closing in, Gary. Legacy destroyed, career over, prison soon. I might buy or win your horse farm too. Wow. I have to assume from reading this that Gary has sent Ryan Selkis or Masari a Wells notice. I do remember when Joseph Lubin had made a comment that the reason Consensus sued the SEC was because they heard there was a bunch of different firms that were getting Wells notices around Ethereum. Now, I wonder if Masari was one of them. I have no information telling me that. That's just the first thought. When I see how he's kind of going at Gary, it's what makes sense. Okay, poignant paper out of Stanford about crypto and guarding U.S. monetary dominance that mentions Ripple's potential strategic value, critical of U.S. lawmakers compromising the strategic position. Well, you mean like maybe lawmakers that are compromised by China and regulators that are compromised by China and the CCP? For the strategic value that Ripple can offer policymakers in financial infrastructure space, the uncertain regulatory environment around its product has been costly in competitiveness, foregone research, and potentially growth of this network. Now, this is where things get interesting, folks. Because Ripple's about to issue a little thing called RLUSD, Real USD, as Brad Garlinghouse calls it. And one thing we've heard Brad Garlinghouse say several times is, one, is that Tether's going to be investigated, and two, that Tether's going to lose market share. Okay? So look at this. MiCA stablecoin regulations mean not all USD stablecoins are treated equally. Interesting to see which are okay. This is from Uphold to Anthony. Owing to new European Union rules on stablecoins, we will no longer support the following assets from July the 1st, 2024. So these stablecoins will be gone. DAI, FRAX, GUSD, USDP, TUSD, USDT Tether. We'll continue supporting USDC, EURC, and PYUSD going forward. It doesn't say that we will also be adding real USD, RLUSD-C, or RLUSD, that's right, which is Ripple's stablecoin. Now, check this out. This is coming up on June 30th, folks. So this is worth the rewatch from Paul Barron.
EU implemented the largest comprehensive crypto regulation businesses really to date. We haven't seen anything to this level. Markets in crypto assets, which is what it basically stands for, provisions now on stablecoins will come into force. Let me kind of zoom in on that for you guys. Markets in crypto assets is what that stands for. The MiCA provisions now will basically be allowing stablecoins to come into force on June 30th. This is just around the corner, 2024, and the whole regulation will come into force at the end of the year. Now, this is moving very fast, but remember, I think it was a year before last when we started first reporting on this, and we've had several interviews with some of the teams over in Europe around what the future of this holds. And this is the thing, when you look at big money moving at the pace in which it's going to be moving into the crypto markets, whether it's through stablecoins, which I think is still the gateway to all of this, this is where things get really interesting. If you look at the timeline here, this was June 23, the publication came out. October 23, their first consultation package, which is where they were looking for changes. June of 24 is where we're going to see the entry into application on Title 3 and 4. And of course, at the end, we're way down the pipeline right now, guys, in terms of hitting the December mark, but also just getting launched. So this is going to happen very quickly. And a lot of companies, and including a lot of asset managers, I think, are just going to start looking at what's happening in the EU as a
Folks, I'm reminded of the REM song, "It's the End of the World as We Know It, and I Feel Fine." Well, the digital asset investor does feel fine, and I believe that we're about to see the end of the crypto world as we know it, and we're going to go into a regulated world. That means game on for Ripple, game on for Real USD, and in my opinion, game on for XRP. I believe that this is what we've been waiting for all this time. I got this kind of out of order, but I'll touch it anyway. Brad Garlinghouse had tweeted this. You'll hear this a lot more in the next few months, and the U.S. candidates will only gain votes for being pro-crypto and absolutely lose them for being anti-crypto. There is no downside to advocating for clear rules of the road for one of the U.S. fastest growing industries. He's 1,000% right. Now back to Tether. Tethered to corruption, major charges against Tether. This is a Daily Mail out of the UK. This is a Daily Mail article. Next FTX crypto giant Tether's ties to terrorist trafficking to be exposed through campaign to take down Ponzi scheme founded by former Disney child star. Tether's a stablecoin that claims each token is backed by a US dollar. A new campaign from Consumers Research is showcasing its ties to trafficking. And then it goes through all of the things. We've talked about all this before. Now, check this out. Somebody put up a website called Tethered to Corruption, and you're in luck because I've got it here. Just if you want to see where this is all going, it's tetheredtocorruption.com. Tether under investigation. This is from the Wall Street Journal 3/3/23. terrorist financing, fraud investigations, and close relationship with China. Under every rock, China pops up. Tether has always maintained close links with Sam Bankman-Fried's former empire. Tether cryptocurrency becoming preferred choice among money launderers and scammers. Anyway, you can see what's coming, folks. Now, I wanted to finish with this because this is something that some may not have caught. Yesterday, Tether, the world's largest stablecoin, launches new synthetic dollar-backed gold. So a stablecoin, synthetic stablecoin, quote, backed by gold. All right. So where have we heard synthetic stablecoin? Well, we've heard that in conjunction with Luna UST, right? Wasn't it UST? So I went, just so I could show you, to Grok, and I said, what is a synthetic stablecoin? A synthetic stablecoin is like a digital chameleon mimicking the value of a real-world asset without actually holding it. Think of it as a crypto token that says, hey, I'm worth exactly $1, but instead of being backed by a vault full of cash, it uses fancy algorithms and financial wizardry to maintain its peg to the dollar. It's like a stable coin, but with a bit more flair and dash of synthetic magic. That doesn't sound shady, does it? Now, in DAIXRP.com, I've shown some of this before in there. I'm going to show you, there are many people who have done investigation. If you really saw what was behind that, you never would have ever touched USDT. But you can see what's coming. And I'm going to show you some of that past. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family. Here we go. I'm going to show you some more of this, one of these videos that I've gone over before. Some of it, not this part. Here we go.